10 mistakes I made owning real estate. I've been in real estate now for about 35 years. I worked my way up as a top real estate agent. From there, I started transitioning, learning as I still was selling real estate, how to fix and flip, buying land, building new construction from houses to townhouses, and then eventually doing a lot of apartment building. Today, we own single family home, we own multifamily, own apartment. We have over $100 million worth of real estate, probably have over $100,000 a month in positive cash flow. So let's go through the 10 things I learned on owning real estate. Number one, getting caught up in a bidding war and paying too much for the property. I don't know if y'all can relate, man. I hate those kind of market where, everybody's all want to bid on the property and you get all emotional tied up, you want the property, and what do? You get caught up emotionally and you start bidding and you win the house. And by the time you buy the house, get it all rehab, the property now is overpriced for what it is for market value. Then you gotta wait years until the property go up in value. Hopefully the market doesn't go down and start over. I had a bunch of property where I did that and the market went down, and then I had to go back up for me to actually get any equity out of them. So in the 2008, 2009 market, I had a lot of property that was upside down. I had to wait until it come up the other end of the cycle again to actually see equity again. Never get emotionally attached to any house. Only focus on buying stuff based on number, not on emotion. Which lead me to the next mistake I made, which is buying proper emotion versus logic. I got caught up also when I was buying property. I was in these bidding war and I really wanted to basically feel like, this ego person, like I want to make sure I beat everybody. Or the property, the number didn't make sense, but it was in the neighborhood I like and I bought it. But the number didn't make a lot of sense. Or, the house in a good school district, but the number didn't make sense. So I was buying things for the wrong reason because I was caught up in the emotional side of it versus the logic and the number side of it. Number three, buying property on speculation. I came out from buying property on emotion versus logic. Now I'm buying property on speculation. Myself and so many people I knew back in the early 2000s when condominiums were built in downtown Seattle, all across Puget Sound, people were buying basically pre-owned condos. They went in, they lying around the corner, putting the deposit to buy these condominiums. So hopefully when they actually close, they can resell it and make a profit on it, right? Well, guess what? They bought it, and by the time we got done in like the middle of 2008, 2009, the market took a tank, and me and everybody else, we took a big hit on that. And that's another thing, never buy property on speculation. Base your number on today's number, not on tomorrow's number, otherwise you're gambling. Number four, I took a lot of the equity out of a lot of my property, and I actually leveraged it and went and bought more rental property, and guess what happened? In that 2008, 2009 market, the market crashed. I had so many property that was underwater, which was painful. And then some of the renter moved out during those times. And it took me a few months to get them rented, so I had to pay basically the rent every month. Some of them, the rent went down, I had to pay the negative of it. It was terrible, so I had a choice. Do I short sell it and mess up my credit? Or do I hold tight, ride through the market when it comes up again? I didn't want to mess up my credit, so I actually had to go make a lot more money from selling real estate as a realtor and ride that market other side so I can save these property. And again, the problem was I over-leveraged. If I never over-leveraged, I wouldn't have got hurt. Number five, I actually didn't do inspection on a lot of property during this hot market. When those hot market was hot, you want the property so bad, what you do, you basically waive the inspection. You think, oh, you know what? No big deal, I'm just gonna fix things. Well, you know what? When you're buying property in the summertime when everything's dry, you don't know about the water actually leaking in the basement. Or the foundation has a crack and you didn't realize it because when you buy these fixtures, you have to actually, take a minute, look through all this junk so you can make sure the cracks is not there, make sure the water doesn't leak in the basement. Or, I remember this one property I bought, I didn't take the time to actually order a sewer scope. So by the time I bought it, I got it all fixed up and I turned it into a rental. The renter lived there for like maybe less than a month and all of a sudden the sewer backed up because the sewer line going out to the street was basically clogged up. Because I was in such a hurry and I was in a rush trying to buy these property, I didn't do no inspection. All this stuff happened to me after I got the property closed and after I remodeled it, and I ended up paying a lot more to refix these when the house already remodeled. Number six, another mistake I did was I didn't take the proper time to actually do my research and check on the tenant. I was in a hurry trying to get the property rented because when the property is vacant, you're bleeding every month. And so when I was younger, I thought, whatever, let's hurry up and just get a tenant in there. So what happened? The tenant moves in, come to find out they don't pay on time. I had to evict them. When they left, the property was, damaged. Just so many things. If I would have just did some research, I would have actually known what kind of tenant I'm getting. And this is the mistake I made. So when they go vacant, again, I gotta go find another person to rent. And all this costs money. If you take the time to do your research first, you could actually avoid these kind of mistakes. Number 7, buying property that didn't cash flow. Again, the young Thach back then was all about trying to flex by accumulating, trying to buy more. And sometimes we just skip things like cash flow. We just buy it, we go, oh, you know what? It's only $200 negative, it's only $500 negative, no big deal. I just pay it, I make good money selling real estate. Well, guess what happened? When the real estate market, when I was selling real estate, I wasn't making a certain kind of money a month, then you don't have enough extra cash to be throwing away on stuff like negative cash flow. Today, folks, no way. I tell all my student friends, do not buy a property unless it actually break even or at least a cash flow, but never negative. Number 8, fix and flip that I should have kept. Ah, my goodness, guys. If I can tell all the people out there flipping houses, look, I get it. We gotta actually fix and flip to make active income. But folks, when you have an extra money from doing that, just take some of it out and just actually keep some of the fix and flip. Because here, today, I look back, man, I could have kept so many properties. Those things would have been worth 3 times, 4 times, 10 times. Actually, what it's worth today when I bought it in the early 1990s. So the biggest mistake I learned is I should have actually kept more of my flip. So folks, if you're out there flipping, please don't make the mistake. Learn what I'm saying. Flip a whole bunch of them, keep a bunch of them. Number 9, spending a lot of money on unnecessary things, even like expensive landscaping, for example. Look, when you own rental property, it just gotta be low maintenance, okay? Back then, I didn't know. I used to make certain things too nice. I might make too much, make the bathroom or the tile or the floor too nice, or a nice lighting fixture too nice. I spent a lot of money on landscaping too nice. And the problem is when a renter moves in, you guys, they don't have the same appreciation, and then they just beat it up. And they don't pay you no more for rent. If it's an average landscape, low maintenance landscape, then a nice expensive landscape. So you gotta know when you do rental property, you gotta make sure that you do the finishing and you put the type of remodel into rental, not the type of finishing you put for sale. And number 10, you guys, is probably one of the biggest one. I didn't have reserve. I was so busy making money, taking every penny I had, leveraging every penny I had to go out there and buy more property, so I can tell people I own 20, 30, 40 properties. Most of them leveraged back in the days, but I didn't worry about putting reserve, didn't worry about keeping extra cash in the bank just in case for a rainy day. Well, you know what you got? When you own rental property, you will have rainy days. Sometimes you have thunder days also, okay? And I want you to understand this. Make sure you have reserve. If you have a rental property, make sure you have at least 2 months or 3 months of reserve per property. It don't have to be in cash. It can be in, line of credit. It can be in, something like stock where you can get a hold of it right away when you need to. But have some reserve when you own rental property. All right, everyone, that is a wrap. Now, I hope you guys took away a lot. Look, it took me 34 years, 35 years to learn all these mistakes. Now, the best way, you guys, okay, to learn, either A, learn from your own mistake so you don't actually make it again, or the second thing my wife always say is learn from other people's mistake. All this I gave you guys, hopefully you gotta learn from this in this one video, okay? Don't make the mistake, right? Learn everything. A lot of people now that's actually doing real estate, they don't talk about these mistakes. I worked through it, I worked through these time, I dealt through these time, and I made it out the other end. So learn from my mistakes so you don't actually make the mistake, because when you do, it's costly, right? So if you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any thoughts, comment, or any other video you want to make, please comment below. And until then, you gotta make sure you gotta hit that subscribe button. We want to hit that 1 million subscriber, okay? Talk to y'all soon. Peace.